From the streets to the studio, from crisis to recovery, from awareness to action. Ask the Messengers. We bring you real talk about public health, addiction and recovery, and the issues that matter most in our communities. The message is hope. The message is change. Ask the Messengers begins now. Today on Ask the Messengers, we're taking you around town for a special look inside the inaugural Hoops and Culture event presented by the Horatio Williams Foundation and Wayne State University Athletics. You will hear from leaders including James White, President and CEO of DWIHN, and Dr. Godfrey, an HBCU graduate of Kentucky State. Both share powerful insights on the importance of mental and emotional wellness. Then, in a one-on-one conversation, Eric X. Walston reflects on navigating life after 20 years in prison and how the RAKs program has supported his journey through their commitment to creating safe spaces. And finally, we close with an inspiring Woman in Recovery testimonial reminding us once again that women do recover.
Hey everybody, Ask the Messengers TV show, all you viewers. I am here with President White. I love the sound of that, President White. Look, Mr. President. Just moments ago, this room was filled with young men, and you were talking about mental health.
Yes.
Right here, Hoops and Culture. What does this mean? We're at Cambria Hotel. This event, this Horatio Williams event, what does this mean to you?
Listen, this is why I got into business of mental health. I'm proud to be part of this. I think it's amazing to get this many young men in a room in the evening, right? And to talk about the subject of behavioral health and how it impacts all of us. So I'm just humbled and honored to be a part of it. I think it was necessary, timely, and it was just a great conversation. I followed a very dynamic speaker and able to just impart a little bit of the information that I have from DWIHN with them.
You know what I found amazing? The fact that you not only connected with these young people, but the fact that you were talking about how it was important for them to learn this information early.
Yeah.
How later on in life, they don't even understand, or people, that age group, that is the age group that you need to reach.
Oh, absolutely.
And they don't consider things that, everyday life, mental health.
Yeah. But what happens is it's such a stigma with behavioral health. It's someone else's problem. It's never us, right? It's never the person who's actually having the issue. And I think if I can do anything, I can help destigmatize the notion that behavioral health issues only affect some, or some of the negative connotations, whether if you have a behavioral health concern or you're depressed, perhaps you're crazy, whatever that's supposed to mean. When in fact, the reality of it is that the majority of us at some point in our lives go through a depressive episode. And it's how we react to it. That's what's most concerning.
What's concerning for me when it comes to behavioral health is that people are definitely not educated, and in the African American culture, it is stigmatized not to see a therapist. That doing it regularly just means you need to take a crazy pill. What do you say to those folks who don't understand that behavioral health could also mean, hey, I lost my job, I'm depressed, I can't get out the bed, I just got to get me a pick-me-up. I got to figure this out by myself. What do you say to those individuals?
What a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. Number one, if you've got to take any stimulant to move, if you've got to have a drink or a joint or a gummy just to deal with your day, that in and of itself requires that you seek some type of help, right? And then the other thing is if you don't have an appreciation for your emotional independence, meaning that the thoughts that are running through your head that you can't control, or you're constantly in need of being around people to find any enjoyment out of life, that's somebody who may need to talk to someone. I am a firm believer, as a person who has a counselor himself, I promote the fact that a counselor is as necessary as a dental hygienist. I think that you need to.
A dental hygienist? Really?
You see him every 6 months, right?
Yeah, you
All right,
do.
you should see your counselor every 6 months. And just to check in and to say, hey, here's what I'm thinking, here's how I'm feeling. And if I do nothing else in my time here at DWIHN over these next few years, I'm going to promote the fact that you should have a dental hygienist and you should have a mental health counselor, and you should structure seeing them 6 months apart, right?
You know what's interesting? I never put that into like everyday. People go to church, they get that pick me up.
Yep.
I'm feeling down, I'm gonna go to church. They don't think to go to therapy.
Yes.
I didn't think of it as like regularly taking care of yourself. You know what? You break up with a boyfriend, you're sad.
Yep.
You listen to the sad music, you eat ice cream.
Yep.
You can't get over it. You get to the next relationship and the same thing happens.
Yep.
You're thinking this is just a part of life. It's cyclical.
Yep.
What do you say to those individuals? Like, no, that's just them. And you know what I find interesting? The fact that you haven't removed yourself from talking to young people,
Absolutely.
being the president
Absolutely.
of this huge company. You have a heart for people. What do you say to those individuals? Because I'm telling you, you're a human. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That is human. What do you say to them?
Well, it's so much in that question, and I'll tell you first and foremost is we always everybody likes cliches, right? The young people are our future. No, there are now.
Okay.
They are right now. And we have to do everything we can to protect them and to inform them so that they can make good decisions. But here's the thing you said that I think is so remarkable, and it's a controversial comment, but I'm gonna make it because people, they need to understand if every time you end up in a situation, something bad happens, and it's the same bad or it's the same circumstance, it's time to do some self-reflection, right? If everywhere I go, I'm there, and those same things happen, perhaps I just need to address some things with myself.
Yeah.
And that simple, addressing what's going on with you could be just talking to someone. Maybe you just have the wrong ways of looking at things. Maybe your anxiety disorder, your depressive disorder kicks in at times. Maybe you have some insecurities that you have not addressed. Doesn't mean you're unlovable. It just means you need to take some time and do some work. And once you do the work and you're ready to be loved and you're ready to go out into the world and embrace the things that you not only deserve but want, then you could be in a better place. Nobody is better than anybody. You just have to give yourself the same tools that the people who are successful have. That's all you need are the tools to get to where you need to be.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you, President White. Just one more thing, all you viewers, I've heard a lot of people say, you know what? No, you just need more church. You just need more church and it will get you better. You're not praying enough. You're not doing this. And for me, I have learned that God created all professions to assist individuals when they're going through the doctor, the lawyer, the teacher. And it's time for people to realize he also have given gifts to people to be behavioral therapists and to actually listen for those problems. What do you say to those individuals who are like, I just need more church?
Well, listen, I'm a God-fearing man.
Yes, we all know that.
And I love my pastor and I love the Lord. And I for that, but the Lord provides, right? And the provisions that he has given are doctors and therapists and counselors and mentors.
Yes.
And what God has asked us to do is to listen more than we speak, right? And so, you one mouth, two ears.
Yes.
And so let the information flow internally and use it to better yourself. Because if you are a person that believes that prayer works like I do, well, prayers are answered with resources and opportunities.
Yes.
And sometimes those resources aren't monetary, because a lot of times people want to pray for money. But sometimes you get doors open and opportunities. And so go to church, but also listen.
Yeah.
Listen to that inner voice that's telling you that you need something more. And I'm telling you, DWIHN is here. Yeah. Whether you got money or not, you can't afford it. If you wake up tomorrow and say, I need counseling, you come to DWIHN. If you're sitting in your home and you say, you know what, I'm not feeling good, I think I want to hurt myself, our mobile crisis will come to your house.
Say that again.
We will come to your house. We're not
house.
coming in a marked vehicle with DWIHN on the side. It's going to be an unmarked vehicle. We will come there. We'll deliver those services in your living room. And then we will leave if you are okay. And if you're not okay, we'll take you to a hospital. And it will cost you nothing. These resources are there to help you.
Listen, I can't say enough about President White because it's leaps and bounds. DWIHN is always there. They're a phone call away. They will come to your house. Hoops and Culture has brought him here to talk to these young people because they have a heart for young people. And guess what? President White does too. Make sure you guys understand you're not alone. Listen, broke up with your boyfriend. DWIHN. Listen, lost your job. DWIHN. You're frustrated. You don't know where to go. Can't get out of bed.
DWIHN.
Listen, 1-800-241-4949. Thank you so much,
Thank you
President
very
White.
much.
Welcome, welcome. We're at the beautiful Cambria Hotel with Dr. Godfrey. I mean, this is amazing. Why have this event? Why have this conference? How important is mental health?
I mean, at a time now where a lot of people don't know where to go, a lot of people found options. You got to give them some tools. We're on the tour right now to make certain that we do have the tools, but they have them. If they don't have them, then it's nothing to us. And so we want to come and spread the same message we would spread with the big time people right here, because they're big time.
So, athletes, how does mental health or mental health awareness play a part in an athlete's life? I mean, a lot of people are like, they got this, they're already physically fit. I mean, how does this play a role?
Yeah, see, all that was physical talk, though. And there's another part of the game, and that's what I'm good at. It's the emotional part. And so we run a program called Healing My Emotions. So it's thoughts, triggers, trauma, and triumph. Nike picked it up, the NBA picked it up, and now we just work all across the, country with, those players. Just like these young guys, in 4 or 5 years, they'll be grown men. And our point is to make certain that when they are grown men, their mental is okay. And it starts today.
So, I mean, we're gonna look in that camera because a lot of people, a lot of viewers, it plagues our African American community. What would you like to say to them right now? Give them some sort of advice, Doctor.
So the first thing I would like to say is it's okay to feel. That's how you heal. And so many of us suppress our feelings all day long and just feel but not heal. And so it's the time now to just talk about it, get somebody with a listening ear, non-judgmental, and do this. Come collect some people and just be around each other.
Thank you so much. What you're doing is making a difference. It's important because a lot of times people don't understand the battle starts in the mind, the winning and the losing, and you've done that. If people want to reach you, they want your information, how do they reach you?
Well, it's going to sound crazy, but Google, if you just Google Dr. Javar Godfrey's TED Talks, CBS News, all that's on there. But more importantly, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be in the D. I ain't stopped crying since I've been here. So I'm coming back. I ain't playing. I went to a support group full of people who've been locked up but now out. And now today with these kids, and now with you guys. And you guys, I want to shout out to y'all, for putting this out there like that. Ask the Messenger TV? For real, I'm dead serious because you don't have to do this. You could be going to interview somebody else or about something else, but this is important. And so I thank you for taking the time and the space to really do that and put it out there to all y'all's fans.
You guys, Ask the Messengers is always there. The organization of exonerees, we were there, here to cover this mental health awareness. We're here. Thank you so much, Dr. Godfrey, right here in the D.
Y'all live, man. This is
Hey,
good.
right here in the D. Hey, you tell everybody, say, Ask the Messenger viewers, tell them, tune in.
Ask the Messenger viewers, tune in. We ain't done. It's okay to feel. That's how you heal. Come get some.
Across the country, safe space reentry programs like RAKs are helping returning citizens rebuild their lives with dignity and support. This is Eric's story.
How long were you incarcerated?
28 years.
28 years. And what was your charge?
Assault with intent to murder.
Now, when that happened, I'm sorry, and you got out, listen, every time I hear something like that and I see you sitting here,
Right.
I'm like, this is like a living testimony. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
this program, has it helped you? How has it helped you?
Powerful program. One of the things that helped the most is that they have a class dealing with mental health. And
Really?
oftentimes we think something that has to be wrong with you to actually seek out some type of guidance dealing with mental health issues. And in the Black community, it's been a stigma, like a badge of shame.
I said that. Yes.
And people don't feel comfortable with actually sharing that because oftentimes it could be used against you in a negative way. But this environment has a non-judgmental environment, and everything that we talk about and everything that we discuss and share, it could either be collectively as a group or you can meet with one of the mental health therapists individually. And we have a code that anything that's discussed in this environment stays in this environment. No gossip, no backbite, none of that. So individuals that actually participate feel free to share because they know the people that's in this environment has their best interests at heart. And it's an opportunity to heal, vent, get stuff off your shoulders, and it's to help me tremendously.
If you could tell anybody out there, give them advice about even not just like this program, but just give them advice about what you've been through, what would you say?
I would say this. And oftentimes when we find ourselves in environments such as the ones that I was in starting off at a young age and juvenile and so on and so forth, I didn't actually know who I really was.
Yeah.
And oftentimes in the Black community, we suffer from identity crisis. So we see things and images that actually are portrayed as signs of strength or wealth. And oftentimes in the inner cities, it's the people that's actually doing negative things that we see that we think is winning.
Right.
So what I had to do in my journey, I had to find out who I really was, in opposed to taking on the mindset and the mentality of those individuals that I thought were strong or had money or power and so on and so forth. A wise man once said this of Black people. He said, anytime your enemy can put his mindset in you, you become an enemy unto yourself unbeknownst. So that's why it's so easy for young inner city Black men, to do something to somebody that look like them. It's true, because we don't see ourselves in the right light, in the right truth.
I've heard a lot of people tell me about the group therapy and how it's a family. But you talked about this program offering individual therapy. Like you can
Yes.
go and talk to a therapist by yourself.
Yes.
And that's something that's very different in this program versus other programs. So, I mean, the amount of time you were in prison, incarcerated, I mean, things do change. What was really different, like from when you went in to when you got out? Because a lot of people, they look at, movies like Shawshank Redemption or something like that, and they're like, is it true? What was it like from the time? What was different in society?
Well, technology. That was the main thing. Technology was advanced. When I left, people had beepers and the block cell phones. And then when I came out, the phone was a computer, literally, and everybody had one. And not only that, just the communities. Because when I left Detroit, you didn't have all these abandoned houses and whole neighborhoods where the whole blocks was gone, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So when I went back to some of my old neighborhoods, I couldn't recognize them.
Yeah.
Literally, I couldn't recognize them. Also, too, I would say just the social media, too, aspect of everything. And it's a blessing and it's a curse. And the reason why I say that, because social media could be used for a good thing, depending on the individuals that use it. But now you see people posting all kind of threats and negative stuff. And, and you got people that actually going to war over what somebody said on social media.
Yeah.
So I believe suicide too, bullying, and those things actually, like I said, it's a blessing and it's a curse too, based on whose hands it's in.
Right.
And everybody has access to it.
Now that's one thing.
Yes.
That's one thing. Movements can be started with
Exactly.
social media.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whole movements. Now, we talked about this program. We talked about the difference in society. But being in there, some people said they had good support system. Some people don't. How has your faith played a role?
My faith is what got me home. When I didn't have nothing else left, I had to turn to God. I tried everything else, it didn't work. And once I accepted the challenge to change, with God being the center of my change, I started on my road to redemption. And rehabilitation, if I want to be clear about this, some of the individuals that I was incarcerated with actually was the ones that sparked my interest in wanting to change. Because the system within itself, even though they say that they have different things set up and so forth, but it has to actually start with you. And it's an old saying, in order for a lion to roar, you had to be able to see another lion roar first to know what was inside of it. So I had individuals that was older than me, and wiser than me, and I saw how they was moving with respect and power, and they weren't doing negative things. So when they start giving me different things, because, my reading was always up to par. I wasn't never slow, none of that. But my problem was school didn't really hold my interest.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I would finish my work and be all over the place, and they said that I was ADHD.
You weren't challenged.
Exactly, you know. But that scenario in there, they always depict the negative aspect. And don't get me wrong, it is a strong survive environment, but you got people that actually protect those that may be weaker than them. I was one of those. You know, I was one of the ones, and some of the brothers that's in this group, some of the ones you probably interviewed, we had a circle of men that when we seen young guys coming in, we went, you know what I'm saying? If they would listen, we would pull them into something positive and constructive.
Yeah.
And opposed to falling victim to what everybody else was doing. And your main objective should be going to that law library, educating yourself and figuring out how to get out of here as fast as possible. Because this ain't no place to be somebody. You know, and oftentimes we depict prison in our neighborhoods like when you come home, that's a badge of honor. That means you just got caught or you lost. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I had to start looking at it like that in opposed, because when I grew up, guys that did time, when they came back in the neighborhood, they were celebrated, you know, and the shame and the glory was misplaced.
Millions of women have faced substance use challenges, and many are now in recovery. And today, Letitia's willingness to share shows us that healing begins with honesty. This is her story. Miss Letitia, what's your clean date?
5/27/25.
And what was your drug of choice?
Alcohol. And
Alcohol.
marijuana.
Okay. So how did you get started drinking, and how did you get started in the lifestyle?
I started drinking pretty young. When my parents would have their little weekends, you know, they would sometimes have drinks on the table, and I would clean up behind them, you know, whatever, and I would start sipping on the beer. And I used to see them having fun, and I thought that that's what it was all about. But they know how to do it in moderation.
Okay.
I abused it.
Okay.
And, you know, I started having health problems. And on top of that, my relationship with my parents and with my children, you know, it started getting tainted because of my drinking.
Okay. So at what point did you say enough is enough? I'm done. I'm ready to just stop drinking. I'm ready to stop smoking. When did that happen for you?
Well, I asked the Lord for the guidance. I really did, because of the situations that was going on with my children and my parents. So one night I just asked the Lord to lead and guide me and direct my path, and He led me to Harbor Light.
Okay. Now I want you to look into that camera and give some hope shot to somebody out there who's struggling with alcohol, struggling with marijuana, or just contemplating getting high. What would you say to them?
Don't do it. The struggle may be hard, but you can do it. Just whatever you do, just work hard at staying sober, get some help, and trust and believe in the Lord and yourself. And you will make it. You will make it. Life is fun without alcohol and drugs.
Would you like to help us save lives? You can do so by partnering with us here at Ask the Messengers by making a donation of any amount. The people in your communities need your support. Help us extend our reach and impact more lives. Supporting our organization is as easy as a click of a button. Just visit our site shown on the screen from your phone or computer, where you will see a yellow donation button. Ask the Messengers is waiting on your partnership, and your community is waiting on you.
If you prefer mailing your donations, send your check or money order payable to Ask the Messengers TV show and send it to 18400 Schaefer Highway, Detroit, Michigan 48235. Well, that concludes this week's episode of Ask the Messengers, and we're asking you to take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you to our guests today, and we hope the information shared will be of some help to you, your family, and your community. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and keep standing for what's right. See you next time, right here on Ask the Messengers.